Police officers shouldn't arrest people who did nothing wrong, but what happens when they arrest FBI agents without knowing it?
Let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
I'm a federal agent. My ID.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
Hey, why would I have an Oleg?
Get your hands up.
Here are 4 crazy examples of when FBI agents realize they've been arrested. Officer Joseph Fahey stepped out of his patrol car, his expression firm and resolute. He swiftly raised his service weapon, aiming it directly at the suspect. His voice carried a commanding tone as he ordered the man to raise his hands, a moment fraught with tension and the unmistakable authority of law enforcement.
Hey, let me see your hands. I need to see some ID. Get on the ground.
Without hesitation, the man immediately obeyed Officer Joseph Fahey's command, raising his hands high into the air. His voice was urgent as he called out to the officer, identifying himself as a federal agent.
I'm a federal agent.
917-110-3.
Even though the man tried desperately to clarify that he was a federal agent and even showed his credentials, Officer Joseph Fahey didn't back down. He remained resolute in his decision to make the arrest, his voice tense as he insisted the man get on the ground, his gun unwaveringly trained on the individual.
My ID.
Do not reach for your waist. Keep your hands up.
Hey, why would I have an Oleg?
Get your hands up.
Realizing he had no other choice, the man, later identified as ATF agent James Burke, reluctantly followed Officer Fahey's commands. He lay down on the ground, feeling a surge of tension as a second officer arrived. Their gun also aimed at him, further escalating the already fraught situation.
Sir, don't argue. Face down on the ground. Face down now.
The tension continued to escalate as Agent James Burke was forcefully handcuffed, and his glasses were ripped from his face during the process. He felt vulnerable and startled, the intensity of the situation weighing heavily in the air.
Get my license out of my pocket.
We're getting you.
Please, wait.
No, whoa.
The arrest was so intense that it violated YouTube guidelines, but after the chaotic initial encounter, Agent James Burke was assisted to his feet. The officer then took a moment to inspect his badge, realizing the gravity of the situation and the mistake that had been made.
I'm with you guys, for Christ's sake. I'm a f***ing federal agent.
The officer's face showed a sudden change in expression as he realized his mistake in using the taser. It was a mix of shock and understanding. Instead of immediately releasing Agent James Burke, the officer decided to put him in the back of his police car, possibly still trying to process the surprising situation.
Oh, I was trying to give you my creds. You didn't let me show them to
Never
you.
once tried.
I did.
Get in the car.
Wait.
Now.
Agent James Burke started to feel the impact of the police officer's forceful actions, both physically and emotionally. He begged for a moment to breathe, disclosing a medical condition that needed special care. This added a new layer of complexity to an already tense situation, with his health becoming a pressing concern amid the ongoing events.
I have a medical condition.
We're gonna get air to you. Get
No,
your legs
no.
in. Get your
Sir.
legs in. We're closing this door.
Sir,
Get your legs in.
I need air. Sir, please, call an ambulance. I'm asking for an
You
ambulance.
got a medic coming. Get in the car.
Agent James Burke found himself increasingly distressed as his request for fresh air was denied and the car door was firmly shut. To understand how this situation unfolded, we must go back to its origins. It all started with a concerned resident's 911 call about another resident possessing an allegedly illegal firearm. Agent Burke was dispatched to confiscate the weapon, but the resident questioned his federal agent status and called 911 for verification, leading to the unfolding drama. Considering these details, Agent Burke later took legal action by filing a federal lawsuit against the 2 Columbus police officers for their alleged use of excessive force during his official duties. With both sides of the story now in the open, the critical question emerges: was the use of force by the 2 officers justified in this complex situation? Answering this question requires a careful examination of the circumstances and evidence surrounding the incident. In a rare occurrence, this incident appears to justify the actions of the police. The video shows officers from the Grand Rapids, Michigan, police department pursuing and ultimately apprehending an apparently severely intoxicated and incoherent man. What isn't captured in the video is that the man had previously fired his weapon at the officers just outside a gym before they subdued him. As they were handcuffing him, one officer spotted a badge in the man's possession and upon closer inspection made a shocking revelation. The man was indeed an FBI agent.
He's got a badge.
Oh, no, sir.
Federal Bureau of... He's an FBI agent.
Mac Proctor, an undercover agent well-versed in the law, is poised to reveal the potential corruption of police officers in an unprovoked incident. On his delivery driver shift, Mac parked his vehicle in a private lot while awaiting a takeout order. Although his car wasn't in an official parking spot, it didn't impede traffic flow, and he left it unattended briefly to retrieve his food.
Really, these California cops have nothing better to do with their time. I'm parked out of everybody's way. It's not a parking spot, but I'm out of everybody's way. And this guy's going full bonkers on me. Guy's a real jerk.
All right, Mr. Proctor. That is your last name. Everything okay?
Do I need to answer any of your
You don't
questions?
have to answer anything. dude.
Okay,
You don't have to. Lucky you stand here all day. I get paid either way.
Can you go ahead and finish your job
Sam?
so I can carry on?
What's it with the anger, dude?
I'm not angry.
You're not angry? You always talk to everybody like that?
I'm not angry.
Oh, okay.
I just want you to go ahead and wrap things up, please.
Oh, okay. All right, well, you know,
Mac, well aware of his rights, maintained his right to remain silent when faced with the officer's inquiries, particularly those unrelated to criminal matters. He remained calm and respectful throughout the encounter. However, the officer questioned why Mac seemed upset, potentially reflecting a common expectation that police officers have control in such interactions. Mac's assertion of his rights and request to expedite the process may have caught the officer off guard, leading him to perceive it as confrontational.
all right, well, you know, I'll give you a break on it, but you know what I'm saying? This isn't a parking spot, okay, dude?
You're not giving me a break. You're harassing me at this point.
Harassing you because
I'd
you
like
parked
to
here?
leave. May I leave now, please?
Well, do you understand?
Am
why
I being
stopped you?
detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
All right. So do you understand why I stopped you?
Do I need to answer any
No,
more of
you
your
don't.
questions?
You don't have to.
Okay.
Okay. But then again, I could do this all day too.
Okay.
All right. So, would you like?
The officer notifies Mac that he's being detained due to his parking violation and that he intends to issue a citation. In such cases, the violation typically involves breaking a local, state, or federal law, such as parking in a handicap spot without the necessary documentation.
Right in front of the Hawaiian driving, all right? Yeah. So just let you know what's going on. We're having another guy coming over real quick. Traffic guy with a side book, since you want a ticket. So otherwise, I didn't want to go through all this hassle. You know what I'm saying? Is that Queensland?
I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a nice guy. I'm not in the mood to have conversation about my dog.
Oh, okay. Is everything okay? Is there any other issues or anything going on that I should know of?
Do I need to answer your questions?
You don't have to answer anything, but I'm concerned about your well-being. Is there something wrong?
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
Well, yeah, if there's something wrong, it would be nice, yeah.
Do I need to answer any of your questions?
You don't have to talk to me, I'm just saying. I'm just concerned about your well-being, that's all I'm saying. Usually we don't get people hostile.
I've not been hostile.
Okay. Well, usually we don't get people wanting a ticket, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through all this. I could be having my lunch right now. And you too. Yeah. You know. All right. Well, hopefully you have it, because I'm not just gonna go. Let's just be, you know. This is gonna be more. Yeah. Yep. Nah. All right, dude. Well, we'll be waiting, dude. Hurry up, dude. It's kind of my lunchtime. All right, I'm waiting for you. All right, bye. Hey, Mr. Proctor, can I just give you your stuff so you can leave?
Can you?
I can, but you're the one. I would have let you go a long time ago.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I
I'll
can
give
leave?
it to you right now. I just want to know that you're okay, because usually I don't get people all this.
What do I need to do for you to hand me my documents so I can be on my way?
You're okay.
I don't need to answer any of your
Hey,
questions.
there we go again. Jesus Christ. You know? I'm trying to say that...
You're trying to display your power to me right
No, I'm
now.
concerned about it. Is there a problem to be concerned about another human being?
You have no reason to be concerned about me.
So it's okay then. You're okay then.
You can hand me my documents and I can be on my way, or we can...
Okay. So if I hand you your stuff, you'll be fine and taken off, and you're not angry, right? You're not gonna, okay, here, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take a chance on you, all right, here. Mr. Proctor, your value, everything's cool, all right? We're blocking traffic here to your stuff. All right, hopefully you have a good day. Everything works out for you, all right?
Am I free to leave now?
Yes, you are.
Could you please step away from the vehicle?
Yes, I will. You have a good day.
Mac was eventually allowed to go without further trouble, but this encounter raises concerns about why he faced difficulties after merely exercising his Fifth Amendment rights. The entire situation seems odd from the start. If the officer had noticed Mac's vehicle obstructing traffic, he could have easily resolved the issue by asking Mac to move his vehicle and continue with his day. Instead, the officer detained Mac, preventing him from relocating his car and leaving it where it supposedly hindered traffic flow. Eventually, the officer learned that Mac wasn't a federal agent or officer, highlighting the importance of knowing the law. In this scene, a police officer is having a conversation with a man who asserts that he's an FBI agent. Despite the man's attempts to prove his identity, the officer remains doubtful. To resolve the situation, the cop decides to call the police station and request a check on the vehicle's license plates.
Advanced Wiring Company.
Do you work for a wiring company?
Further.
It's a covert vehicle, sir.
Okay.
As the information from the license plate check comes back, it turns out the vehicle is registered to a wiring company and not a government agency as the man had claimed. In response, the man insists that it's a covert vehicle, which adds another layer of intrigue to the situation. However, what truly baffles the cop is how the man got his phone number in the first place. The realization dawns that it was the man who initiated contact with the officer, leaving the cop puzzled and wondering about the circumstances that led to this unexpected encounter.
One who called me here, sir. How did you get my phone number? I ain't saying he can't tell me how he got my information.
The situation takes an unexpected turn as the police officer decides to detain the man, though he hasn't used handcuffs yet. The main reason for this detention is the man's lack of cooperation during the encounter, which has raised suspicions. Interestingly, when the man offers to provide his vehicle registration, the cop declines the offer, further adding to the mysterious nature of their interaction.
See the registration, sir.
I don't really want anything from you at this point. My supervisor's on the way.
The situation takes a surprising turn as the captain uses his radio to discover that the man's name is Special Agent Hatton, stationed in Jacksonville. This revelation leaves the officers puzzled and adds an unexpected layer of complexity to the encounter. As the events unfold, the man continues to communicate through his radio, but initially there's no response. The tension rises, but then he claims to hear something on his radio. This new development further baffles the officers. Despite their persistent efforts to verify the man's identity, they can't seem to confirm anything definitively. Faced with this uncertainty, they eventually decide to put him in handcuffs as a precautionary measure to maintain control of the situation. However, things take a more mysterious turn when, after spending some time in a police car, the man urgently requests that the cop call for an ambulance, insisting that he requires immediate medical attention.
911. Call. I need a medical attention right now. Unlock me.
When the ambulance crew arrives at the scene, the cop takes a moment to brief them on the entire situation. He provides a detailed account of the events that have unfolded and informs them that the man is complaining of experiencing shortness of breath and vision loss.
And of shortness of breath, vision loss.
As the paramedics gently place the man into their vehicle, the cop finds himself in a somewhat awkward position. He begins making excuses for his earlier actions, acknowledging that the man had turned out to be a legitimate FBI agent. However, he justifies his initial actions by explaining that the man had exhibited behavior that raised suspicion, which had led to his initial detainment. Fortunately for the cop, his only consequence was the lingering feeling of awkwardness.